Level 1. The Associate. You are 17 years old when your cousin introduces you to the man. You don't know his name. You don't need to know his name. In this world, names come later, when you've earned the right to hear them. He looks at you for a long time without speaking. The silence is a test. You pass it by, not filling it. He gives you a burner phone and an address. You take a bag from one apartment to another. You don't look inside the bag. You don't ask what's in it. That is the first rule. You never ask. The bag weighs about 3 kilograms. You carry it on the subway wrapped inside a gym duffel. You deliver it to a man in a tracksuit on the 3rd floor of a building in the Bronx that smells of boiled cabbage and cigarettes. He hands you $200 in 20s folded once. You walk back to the subway with your hands in your pockets trying to look like you have nowhere important to be. You do this 3 times in 1 week. On the 4th run, the phone rings. The man says one word in Albanian. Meyer. Good. You are visible now. Being visible is the first step. They are watching you from every direction, the men you don't know yet, the ones who will decide whether you become something or become nothing. Your father is in Kosovo. Your mother works double shifts at a hotel laundry. You live in 3 rooms with 6 people. You have $37 to your name before the bag runs. After the first week, you have $800 tucked inside a speaker you unscrewed from the wall of your bedroom. You tell your mother you got a job at a car wash. She looks at your hands. They are clean. She looks at your eyes. They tell her something she doesn't want to know. She says nothing. The silence is a different kind of test. You pass that one too. Level 2. The Piccolo. They make you a piccolo. A lookout. You stand on corners. You watch. You memorize every car that drives past twice. Every face that doesn't fit the neighborhood. Every suit among the tracksuits. You have a code on your phone, a single digit sent to a number you don't know. 1 means nothing. 2 means someone is watching. 3 means get out now. You stand in the cold for 8 hours sometimes. You develop the ability to look at nothing, to appear bored even when your heart is hitting the inside of your ribs. In the Albanian underworld, patience is the first discipline. The men who survive are not the fastest or the strongest. They are the ones who can wait. You wait. You learn the neighborhood the way you learn a language. Not from books, but from being inside it until it lives in you. You know when something changes. When a new car parks too long. When the usual faces disappear. When the rhythm of the block shifts by half a beat. You send the 2. 20 minutes later, the building is empty. 3 hours later, the police come and find nothing. The man in the tracksuit calls you. He says your name for the first time. First name only. That is how it begins. The piccolo who sees what other people miss gets noticed. Getting noticed by the right people in this world is the difference between working and earning. You are 18 years old and you are earning. Level 3. The soldier. They bring you into a room. Not a room in a house. A room in the back of a restaurant that officially serves Albanian food and unofficially serves as the place where things get decided. The man who gives you the oath is old. His hands are soft now, but his eyes have seen everything. He speaks in Albanian. His voice is flat and precise like a notary reading a contract. You swear on your family, on your blood, on your name. This is Bisa. The word means more than loyalty. It means your word is your existence. Break it and you lose everything. Not just your life, your family's standing, your name in the community. Bisa is older than any law written on paper. It is the law that was here before nations existed and will be here after they collapse. You understand this. It is not explained to you. It is simply assumed. That assumption is its power. Your first assignment as a soldier is straightforward. A man borrowed money from the organization and has not paid it back. You go to his apartment with another soldier, a man named Artie who is 26 and has already been shot twice and seems bored by both experiences. You knock on the door. The man answers. He sees Artie's face and tries to close the door. You push it back. You don't say much. You don't need to. Artie explains the situation in a tone you might use to explain a train schedule. The man finds the money in 48 hours. You learn something in that apartment. The threat of violence is more powerful than violence itself. Violence used too quickly is wasted. Violence held in reserve is a reservoir that never runs dry. Artie knows this. He has never needed to draw the reservoir. Just let people see that it exists. You file that lesson somewhere, it will stay. Level 4. The enforcer. Some people don't respond to the reservoir. You become the answer for those people. Your reputation begins with a man named Fatos who runs a gambling operation in a basement in Brooklyn and has decided to stop paying his tribute. He has made the calculation that you are not serious enough to do what you say you will do. He is wrong. You go alone. That is important. One man alone is a message. Two men is a crew. The message one man sends is different. It says, I am not afraid of you enough to bring back up. You break 3 of his fingers. Not in anger. You are not angry. You are professional. You explain while you do it that the tribute will now include a late fee, calculated weekly until the full amount is settled. Phaedos nods. He is weeping, but he nods. You leave. The money arrives the next day. Word spreads. In this world, word is the only currency that holds its value. Everything else fluctuates. Word does not. You are called for collections, for persuasion, for the kind of conversations that cannot be had in public. You develop a style. No unnecessary talking. No threats that cannot be backed up. No violence that doesn't carry a specific purpose. You are an instrument of calibration. You restore the equilibrium of the organization when it slips. You are 21 years old. You have a girlfriend who thinks you work in construction. The apartment you share with her is nicer than anything either of your families ever had. She asks you sometimes why your phone never stops. You tell her it's the foreman. She wants to believe you. You want her to believe you. For now, the wanting is enough. Level 5, the trafficker. The organization's money does not come from collections. Collections are maintenance. The real money is in product. Heroin moves from Afghanistan through Turkey into Albania. Albania is the corridor. From Tirana, it goes north into Montenegro, into Serbia, into Hungary, into Germany. From Germany, it fans west. France, Belgium, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom. Some of it makes it here. To the Bronx. To the Albanian neighborhoods in New Jersey, where people go to church on Sundays and move product on Mondays. You run a segment of this pipeline. Not the whole chain. No one person ever touches the whole chain. That is by design. Your segment is 4 men, 2 cars, a warehouse in Queens that officially stores dry goods for a restaurant supply company, and a contact in customs whose gambling problem you helped disappear 2 years ago. In a single month, your segment processes enough product to supply most of Lower Manhattan. The money is staggering. Not to you personally, you take a percentage. Your percentage is more than your mother made in 10 years of hotel laundry. You think about that sometimes. You don't think about what the product does to the people at the end of the line. You think about it briefly, then you stop thinking about it. The people at the end of the line are invisible to you in the same way that the people at the end of any supply chain are invisible to the people who run it. This is how things work at every level of every organization that has ever existed. You are not different. You are just more honest about it, privately, in the moments before sleep. Level 6. The capo. You run a crew now, 12 men, some Albanian, some not. 2 Kosovars, 1 Montenegrin, 1 Italian who married into a family that has been connected to yours since the 1980s. You are 27. You are the youngest capo in the network. That distinction carries pride and weight in equal measure. The pride is obvious. The weight is the responsibility for 12 men and their families and their problems and their debts and their mistakes. When one of your soldiers gets arrested, it is your problem. When one of them skims from a shipment, it is your problem. When 2 of them have a dispute that threatens to turn into something that could expose the operation, it is your problem. You deal with these problems the way a foreman deals with problems on a job site. Efficiently. Without drama. Drama is the enemy of this work. Drama brings attention. Attention brings investigation. Investigation brings exposure. The men who have survived longest in this world are the men who made the least noise. You have a lawyer now. He is Albanian, born in Pristina, educated in New York. He bills $450 an hour, and he knows enough about what you do to never ask direct questions. He structures your money. Real estate is the instrument. A building here, a building there. Your name does not appear, your cousin's name appears. Your cousin lives in Tirana and has no idea. You send him a few €100 a month. He thinks you are generous. You are using him. You are not ashamed of this. Shame is a luxury for people who have options. Level 7, the underboss. You are the right hand now, not of the boss you started under. That man retired to a house in Vlore 3 years ago. His successor is a man you have known for 15 years. A man who trusts you as much as men like this trust anyone, which is to say, partially, conditionally, with eyes always slightly open. You run the daily operations. The boss concerns himself with relationships. With the politicians in Albania whose palms are greased by the organization's export revenues. With the Ndrangheta in Calabria who share certain roots and certain interests. With the motorcycle clubs in Scandinavia who move product into places the organization cannot go directly. You concern yourself with the machinery. The machinery must run. Money must move. People must be paid. Problems must be resolved. You travel constantly. London, Amsterdam, Vienna, Pristina, Tirana. You carry a legitimate Albanian passport and a legitimate Albanian business. An import-export company that imports construction materials and exports nothing that appears on any invoice. Border agents look at your passport. They see a businessman. You are a businessman. The nature of the business is not printed on the passport. You have a daughter now. She is 4. She lives with her mother in a good neighborhood in New Jersey. She goes to a private preschool where the other children have lawyers and doctors for parents. Your daughter does not know what you do. She knows you bring her presents when you return from trips. She knows your cologne. She runs to the door when she hears the car. You think about her on airplanes. You think that this will be different for her. You tell yourself this enough times that on certain days you believe it. Level 8, the Kryatar. The boss is dead, not killed. A heart attack at 61 in a hotel in Tirana. A bad heart that nobody knew about, or that everyone knew about and nobody mentioned. The transition is not violent. The organization does not operate that way. There is a meeting. The senior men sit in a private room above a restaurant in the Bronx. The vote is not close. You are the Kryatar, the boss. You are 34 years old. In another world, you would just be starting. In this one, you have been here for 17 years. The organization spans 3 continents. It processes more product in a year than many legitimate pharmaceutical companies. It controls significant portions of the real estate market in 3 Albanian cities. It has politicians in Tirana who are afraid of it. It has lawyers in New York who are afraid to stop working for it. It has enemies in the Sicilian Cosa Nostra and allies in the Turkish syndicates and a working relationship with certain Russian networks that neither side would ever publicly acknowledge. And you run it. You run it from a house in New Jersey and an apartment in Tirana and a hotel in Vienna and wherever else the work takes you. Your face is not on the internet. Your name does not appear in any news article. The FBI knows you exist. They have a file. The file is thinner than they want it to be. Every time they get close, something changes. A witness recants. A source disappears. Evidence develops procedural problems that make it inadmissible. You do not make these things happen directly. You have people who make them happen. Distance is protection. The further you are from the mechanics, the harder it is to draw a line from the mechanics back to you. You have not personally touched product in 11 years. You have not personally collected a debt in 9 years. You have not personally been in a room where violence was discussed directly in 6 years. You have meetings. You make decisions. The meetings are recorded in no document. The decisions leave no trail. You are a presence, a gravity. Things happen in your direction because that is where the organization flows. The cost is everything you knew before. The cousin who introduced you to the man when you were 17 died in a car accident that was not an accident in duress 7 years ago. Artie was arrested in 2014 and is serving 22 years in a German prison. The girlfriend who believed you worked in construction figured it out eventually. You do not know where she is now. You told her to leave and not tell you where she was going. That was a kindness. The only kind you could give her. Your daughter is 12 now. She lives with her mother in a different city under a different name. You have not seen her in 3 years. She does not know why. You cannot explain it in a way that would make sense to her. The organization will outlast you. It has outlasted every man who ever sat at its center. It does not care about the men inside it. It cares about its own continuation. You understand this now in a way you could not have understood at 17. At 17, you thought you were joining something that would protect you, something that would make you powerful, something that would give you a place in the world. You were right, but the place the world gives you is a cell of a different kind, smaller than you imagined, with no windows. Somewhere in the Bronx tonight, a 17-year-old boy is standing on a corner in the cold. He is watching. He is waiting. He is being watched. He doesn't know yet what he is being considered for. He doesn't know about Besa or the long routes or the men who disappear. He knows that a man gave him a bag and $200, and that for the first time in his life, something felt like it was starting. He is right about that. He is wrong about everything else. The corner will remember him. He will not remember what he was before the corner.